Hello. Hello, hello. I just need some stuff to get settled. Let's see. Hello, creative travelers, and welcome to another little live stream. I'm so happy that you're here. Thank you for joining me. I hope and pray with all my heart that I do not have a power outage, because the last live stream that I did 2 weeks ago, I had a power outage, I think a couple of minutes before the stream was finished. Now, thank God that the power outage happened towards the end of the stream and not in the middle of it. But still, please let's just hope and pray that we do not have that today, because it sucks when you can't finish things and complete the drawing or complete the painting like you thought you would. And I think this is also my little, what should I say? My little heads up that if I suddenly just disappear, like if everything just shuts off, that's not me, that is the power in this house. Because, yeah, we live in the countryside. We do have quite, how do you call it? Flimsy electricity. We can't really trust it. We have these power outages pretty regularly. And so I can't promise that it won't happen again. So know that I'm not abandoning you if I suddenly disappear. It is simply the power. Okay, but I'm just gonna assume that everything is fine today. And yeah, I'm very excited and I'm a little bit nervous about today, because I've never had a live stream where I'm like really specific on trauma healing. And today we're kind of diving a little bit into that with the warning, not the warning, with the disclaimer that I am not a certified anybody. I'm not a therapist. I'm not an art therapist. I'm not a somebody, right? I am just a girl who has found a lot of healing and found a lot of growth and love and joy for life again through doing these little practices that I share with you. So I think it's just important to note that, we're just gonna be here together today and have some fun, hopefully. Maybe tap into some discomfort if we feel comfortable with that. Those words don't really fit together. But if we feel safe enough in our bodies, and if we feel comfortable enough in our own skin to connect to that discomfort a little bit without letting it consume us, then I think it can be a beautiful experience. That also being said, if you feel like you're in a place right now where just even thinking about the word trauma or thinking about the past or something that has caused some emotional stuff with you in your life, if you do not feel safe with having a bit of curiosity for that right now, then maybe you don't have to join in on this. That's basically what I'm saying. Then you can just leave this practice out and go do your own little thing, or you can just watch and maybe reflect on it in silence. That is also a lot of information. Sorry, there's a lot of information going on at once. But the important thing is here too, that if you don't want to follow along with the actual practice that we're doing, that's totally fine as well. You can just make your own art and just, this is just here, this little hour is just here as an invitation to be creative. And you can follow along and be creative, or you can just do your own thing and be creative. So I think that's let's wrap it up there, shall we? Anyway, I think I should also it's now 6:04, and I usually jump into the practice a little bit fast, I think because people usually pop up a little bit later. So for those of you who are early here, hello, welcome. I'm very grateful that you're here. Feel free, as always, to say hello in the chat to the rest of us. That is always very lovely to know who's here. But if you're not comfortable with that, please just ignore this. Ignore what I just said. So yeah, what you will need today, maybe that's an important place to start. What you will need today is a big sheet of paper, Doesn't have to be quality paper. We're just gonna be drawing, or I'm mainly gonna be drawing. Now with everything that we do here, you can use any medium that you like. So if you want to use watercolor, use that, or acrylics, or even oils, even though that takes a bit of time to dry, so that's maybe not as efficient for today. But use any medium that you enjoy. Use a medium that is relaxing, that doesn't like stir any perfectionism or a little bit of like that creative fear. Today, we want to be as comfortable and as safe with ourselves, with the things that we're using, so keep it very simple. I have my sheet of paper here. I have a whole bunch of beautiful colors that I enjoy using. These are just simple colored pencils. And yeah, that's basically what I will be using for this little practice. And of course, the most important thing, cup of tea or a cup of coffee, or I don't know what you enjoy drinking, maybe, what is that word again in English? Soda? Soda, maybe if you want soda, maybe you want a glass of wine, make yourself comfortable. Just for this little hour, just forget about everything else. Just make yourself comfortable. Get like your favorite beverage, get your supplies, just sit in a comfortable spot and try to forget about everything else. At least I would like to invite you to do that. We're just going to be here together and have a peaceful time. That is the goal. I have my cup of tea here. I got everything ready. And so before we get completely started, I'm just going to be breathing for a little bit. So you can go get your supplies, you can go get your cup of tea, or maybe you want to sit and breathe a little bit with me. Just breathe a little bit deeper than you might have done for today. Now is also a beautiful opportunity to settle into a safe feeling within yourself, because we are talking about trauma and about healing and emotional stuff today. See if you can really tell your body and your mind that you're safe, that you're in a good place, and that whatever we will talk about and do today, it is safe to do so. Like, just really tell your body that, if you can. And we can do so by breathing a little bit deeper. Telling our nervous system that everything is okay. Maybe you can roll your shoulders a little bit. Maybe stretch your neck a little bit. Maybe you can roll your hands. That's not the right word, but roll your wrists. Get a bit of like a bodily sensations in your fingers, and just really settle in where you're at. So what I'm going to start by doing is we're going to be using, okay, let's start with that. We're going to be drawing a portrait today. Now don't freak out. That might sound daunting, but it doesn't have to be. We're going to draw a self-portrait. So we're going to draw a portrait of ourselves. But here's the most important part. It doesn't have to look like you. It's more like the energetic thought of, when I draw this face right now, it kind of energetically symbolizes me. But it doesn't have to look like you. And also, unless you're like a professional portrait drawing person, unless you're super good at anatomy, like I would say it's pretty much impossible to draw a portrait of yourself when you don't even like have a reference of yourself. So please, we're gonna draw a portrait, but we're gonna do it like, yeah, it's not gonna look like you, but it's more the representation of that this face, this is your past, your present, and your future. So what I thought I'd do, if I have enough pages, is quickly show you how we can get a really quick and decent face in place, like proportionately, that we have the proportions right, if that is important to you. If it's not important to you to have a proportionate face on your page, then by all means draw a Picasso Picasso kind of face. Draw a weird face, draw one that is very asymmetrical, draw one that is, you know, You don't have to follow along for me drawing it here right now. It's just if you would like to have a bit of guidance on how to get your proportions in place, then just follow along for the next 5 minutes. I will also admit that I am not, by any means, a good portrait drawer. I'm not good at that. So it's going to be, like I said, very simple. I need a pencil. I got a pencil. So I'm going to try to do this slow, but not too slow, so that we still have a bit of movement going on, because drawing the face isn't the actual practice. But it's a fun thing to start out with. So when you're ready, take your pencil and just draw one big circle on the sheet of paper that you have. Just one circle, as round as you can get it, but it does not have to be perfect. Also, if you have enough paper, just do this as like a test face. So this is not the actual face that, or the portrait that we will be working with. This is just to draw, like get an idea of how we're going to do this. So start with drawing a circle, a big circle on your page. Now, this is what that looks like to me. So, like I'm telling you, it does not have to be perfect, does not have to be completely round. You can make as many circles over it as you like. See if you can be a little bit loose in your shoulder. And just be relaxed. Again, we're here to just be present with ourselves. We don't need to overthink this. We're not here to make perfect art. We're here to comfort ourselves. So we got the circle, and when you're ready, when you have your circle, draw it in half. Let's see if I can do it without really looking at it. So I'm gonna now find the center of my circle, and I'm gonna put a little dot in what I think approximately is the center of my circle. And then I'm just gonna draw a line, a vertical and a horizontal line through that dot that I made, so that I get like it's not a cross, but it's like I think you can see that, yeah. So you get this like squared up circle. Let's start with that. Just take a moment here. Let me know if I'm going too fast, or if I'm going too slow, or if something doesn't make sense. But this is what we have so far. And now, once you have this, we're going to draw a little square inside of it. So what I'm basically just going to do, kind of hard to, but is I'm just going to make, again, a horizontal line. I'm just going to chop off the sides of my circle, so it becomes a box instead. You can chop it off there, chop it off somewhere here. I'm not sure if that is looking just approximately. Let's see. Again, this is just a little test portrait that we're making. We're going to pick a new page after this and then do it again. But this is just to like get comfortable, right? Just we do it once, and then maybe you feel a little bit more confident to do this on the next page. Again, if you are here and number one, you don't want to participate in the practice at all, feel free to use this little hour that we're together to make your own art, to be knitting, to just be sitting and sipping some tea. If you don't want to follow along on my should I call it a face tutorial? I'm not gonna go that far, but like the face that we're drawing, if you just want to make your own Picasso version, please do that. But for now, this is what we got. So we started with a circle, we made like a cross thingy in the middle. Now we have a box. I think I could have skipped the circle, but that's not important. Now what you want to do is look at the space like of these two squares right here. And then we're gonna make a little line at the bottom here with the same distance. So the distance, this distance, these two here should be approximately the same, and then we're gonna move it down. And let's see if I can do that. Move it down one and make a little line there. So this little line we made here now, it's your chin. This is the top of your head, but we have a little bit more space to symbolize where like the hair will come later on. And then the center of our face. And the center of our face, this is where we will be putting the brows, if I remember that correctly. This is where we will be putting our brows. But before we do that, just emphasize your line a little bit. And the reason why we chopped it off here is because we don't actually have like very circular heads. Well, there might be people who have very circular heads, but in this case, we're going to draw our face from the square line, not the circle line. So what we want to do now is just make a gentle curve from the outside of our squares and down to the chin, and do that on both sides. Oh, it's kind of hard to to draw sideways. So I'm just now making a curved line down. Let's see. So the funny thing here is you should have something like this. If you have something like that, you're pretty good to go. And the funny thing is that like our features of our face will end up here somewhere. So this is like our forehead, and here we will start drawing the features. So the most important thing to remember is that we will add our eyebrows on the center line here. This first center line that we made, we will make our eyebrows here. And then we will make our eyes somewhat below here. And then our nose, the bottom of our nose ends up on this the second line. I'm not really seeing what I'm doing. I'm gonna put my nose here. And then our mouth comes somewhere between the bottom of the nose and the chin. And then we can make some hair. We can make some hair going from the top of the head. Now this is like, I'm not sure if this makes sense to anyone. I'm doing my best. But this is like if you want a pretty decent proportionate face, just because, you know, it feels very daunting to say like, oh, we're going to draw a portrait today, and like, where on earth do you begin? Well, this is where you begin. So you have your circle. We have made like a cross inside that circle so that we got 2 equal parts inside that circle, and then we've just taken a third of that, or like taken 1 measurement of that, and we've moved it 1 section down and added the bottom of the chin. And then we've just added some curved lines. We have eyebrows on this first line right here. On the second line, we have the bottom of the nose. And then in between the second line and the chin, we put our mouth. And then the eyes come somewhat below the eyebrows. Okay. Now that we have that, let's take a new page, shall we? Also, I'm wearing my mom's, this is my mom's sweater, or like she knitted this for me last weekend, and I got it. And it's very soft and very comfortable, but I'm sweating. So I'm just gonna open my window. Okay. So when you feel ready, take a new page. So I'm just gonna remove this one. I'm not sure if I should I put it up somewhere so that you can kind of see it? I'm not sure. No, that's probably not working. If you want to see this again, please let me know and I will gladly show you. So I'm going to repeat this process. But now that we are ready to draw our portrait on the page, I'm going to start using a color. I'm going to draw my face with a color. And for those of you who just popped in, we are going to draw a portrait of ourselves today. So I haven't told really a lot about the little practice that we're doing. We are taking our time. We are really taking our time to draw a face and just get the basics settled and just being with ourselves, breathing a little bit deeper, just feeling safe where we're at, because we are talking about the topic of healing and of trauma today. And I think it's just important to take our time. But yeah, when you feel ready, pick a color and draw a face. A very simple outline of a face. You know, you can even just make a circle, add some eyes, add a nose, and add a mouth. So I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna draw my face. Let's see. It is a self-portrait, But it does not have to look like you. It's more like just the thinking of, hey, this face that I'm working with, it somehow is connected to my past, my present, and my future. But it does not have to look like you. I'm gonna draw my face in purple. Hey, Moopa, you wanna say hello, Missy? Somebody wants to say hello. Hey, this is my little sausage. This is my little oop. Hi. You want to draw a portrait as well? That would be fun, wouldn't it? Go. Okay. See, I'm now going to draw a face of myself. Well, it's not going to look like me. By no means is this going to look like me. Make it as big or as small as you want. I do recommend to have a little bit of a size to it, just so that you can really use movements. You can use your arm. You can like really just, that it becomes like a physical experience of the drawing as well. When we draw very, very tiny, it just becomes, everything just becomes mushed. And again, this does not have to be pretty. It does not have to look beautiful. It does not have to look like you. If you need a little bit of a reminder, this is not the best one. But you have your 3 equal parts. Eyebrows on the first line, bottom of the nose on the second, and the chin goes below. And then you have your eyes and your mouth in between. If you feel brave and adventurous, make a really funky face. Make it funny, make it creative. I don't think mine is gonna look very... And as we're drawing the face, see if you can allow yourself to venture a little bit into the memories of your life. See if you gently can just, if you kind of picture like a timeline from the day you were born and everything that has happened up until this point, just see if you can feel any significant, is there anything that's standing out that like pops up on this timeline of yours up until this point in your life? Again, if you do not feel emotionally safe or like this is not the right time, feel free to just make art or do something else. You don't have to follow along. I think it's quite, when you actually want to process some emotions and when you're visiting the past and traumatic events or hard times of your life, it's important that we notice how we're feeling before we allow ourselves to go there, if that makes sense. You can also do this as like a visualization practice where you just visualize what we're doing. You don't actually have to be drawing. It's completely up to you. But yes, see when you feel ready, when you feel safe, when your heartbeat is slow, when you feel comfortable, maybe you've taken a sip of tea. Visualize the timeline of your life so far and see if anything stands out. I am making, or I'm working on my portrait here. Again, it's not going to be looking like me. My goal is not that it should be looking like me. It's more the thought of, in my imagination, this is me. Energetically, this is me. Also, if you haven't drawn the mouth yet, wait with the mouth, because I have a little point for that. Just wait with the mouth. See if you can get to that point of having your eyebrows, having your nose, having your eyes, maybe a little bit of hair. Don't add too much color yet. I should probably have said that first, but wait with coloring in. This is just an outline of the face. So what I have so far, this is my face so far. This is my little portrait. I'm just gonna add a bit of hair. I am never good at drawing the hair, so this is gonna be interesting. Now, I'm not sure how far ahead everyone is. So this is where I'm at. I'm going to take a little moment here and wait in case somebody wants to catch up. But if you're at this place where you have the basics, the basic outline, you just don't have the mouth yet, then take a moment here. Again, breathe a little bit, be comfortable, sip your tea. Remind yourself that you're safe, everything is okay. So basically what we're doing today is we are soon going to split our face in half. And like I invited you to do a moment ago, we're going to look at the timeline of our life. And we're going to gently, very carefully look at the things that have happened that have caused a very strong emotional impact. We're going to allow ourselves to feel it a little bit. Just a little bit. We're not here to be consumed by it. And that is, I think, why it's so important to emphasize that if you don't feel like you're in an emotionally safe place to start thinking about the past, please leave this practice for another day. But yeah, if you feel ready, just look at the timeline of your life. And then, when you can feel that, I want you, or I invite you, to very specifically tell yourself, look how far I've come. Look how far I have come. That's all. Just for a moment here, just view your timeline. Think about the past, see the heavy things that show up, how it emotionally feels. And just tell yourself, look how far I've come. And all the while you are safe in your body, you are safe where you're at. And just look how far you've come. Look how far you've come. It's so easy, at least to me. For me, it's very easy to think of all the things I feel like I have yet to do, or have yet to heal from, or have yet to fix. I personally am very good at getting lost in all the getting lost in the thought of where I not yet am, and that I think I should be somewhere else or something else. And in that experience, I completely forget and neglect and don't validate the fact that I am where I am. Does that make sense? Look how far I've come. When you feel ready, choose a new color. I'm gonna go for a blue. And I invite you to make a line straight through your face. Or it doesn't have to be a straight line. It can be a crooked line. It can be half circles. It can be dots. But make a distinct line through your face. Maybe it can be cracks. Maybe it can be soft curves. But make a distinct difference between one side of the face and the other. Like so. And I invite you to visualize that one side of your face, the left side of your face, is the timeline that you are currently visiting. The timeline that you are now looking back upon. We are visiting our past up until this present moment. Everything that we've been through. All the emotions and the pain and the suffering and the hard stuff that we've carried. That is the left side of our face. So just focus on that for now. You probably already know what the right side will be, but... Oh! Dawn, I'm so sorry. Have I made you cry? I deeply hope that maybe it can be a good cry. Maybe it is a cry of hurt and pain, but gosh, crying can be so darn good. Crying can be such a release of emotions, so I should probably not say it, but I'm happy that you managed to cry. That sounds a bit brutal, but I hope you get my point. Okay, I will try to not deviate too much here, but I watched... Oh gosh, this is embarrassing. I watched one of these Avenger movies yesterday. It was something with, I think it was the newest Thor movie, like the Love and Thunder one. And I really couldn't stand the whole movie. But guess what I was doing at the end? I was bawling my eyes out of a movie that I didn't even like. But the ending struck a chord that just, I don't know, it unleashed all my emotions. I had never in a million years thought I would cry to something like that. Anyway, I'm off topic. Oh, those are the best cries, Dawn, when they happen unexpected, like I did yesterday. It's just, somehow you can physically feel the relief of it just, I don't know, bursting out of you. Okay, where were we? We were on the left side of our face, making a line through our face, thinking of the timeline of our past and our lives, and thinking that the left side of our face is this timeline. This is our past. This is our life up until now. And you're allowed to cry. You're allowed to feel the pain. You're allowed to just have all these emotions in your body. And validate that. Validate it and tell yourself, look how far I've come. Look how far this left side of this portrait, everything that he or she has endured. Look how far you've come. Okay, we don't have a mouth yet, and that is for a specific purpose. Because we're going to draw the left side, so our past side, we're going to draw that with the mouth, like the corner of the mouth pointing down. And then we're going to and then we're going to draw the right side with the corner of the mouth turning up. So left side, the corner of the mouth turns down, or doesn't have to turn down. It can also just be neutral. but at least make your right side, make that corner of the mouth turn up in a smile. And just take a moment here to see if you can give your face, the left side, if you can tweak the expressions to a way that aligns with how you're feeling when you think about your past. And it might be sad, it might also be a quiet acceptance, it might also be peace. And again, this does not have to look realistic or good or portraity. It does not have to look like you or anything, but see if you can, when you feel your emotions and you think about the past, what does that look like on the left side of your portrait? So maybe your portrait might look a little scared on the left side. Maybe the eyes are very wide, maybe the eyebrows are like kind of drawn down and back in fear, or maybe it's just sadness. Maybe you have a big tear on your cheek. Maybe it's very neutral, maybe there aren't any emotions at all. There's so much variety in trauma and how we handle it as people. Some people just end up becoming very emotional in general, and everything triggers a specific emotions, and other people just completely shut off. They don't feel anything to protect themselves. So for now, I have something like this. So this is my left side, and I have actually managed to, I didn't even do it on purpose, but my left side, my eye looks a little bit open, and my eyebrow is a little bit down. To me, there's a lot of sadness. There's a lot of sadness and depression in the feeling when I think about the past, when I think about before. There's just a lot of, just not overly anything, more just a neutral sadness. So when you have your left side of the face, we're now, for now, just gonna spend some time here and color ourselves in. So what I invite you to do now, wait, my earring is falling out of my ear. Let's see. What I invite you to do now is look at your colors. And what we often do here in these live streams and the practices in Imovara, when we use color, we use like color as a language. I love looking at my colors and see, okay, if I am to be thinking about joy, what does joy look in color for me today? And this might shift from day to day, or maybe I'm angry and I look at my colors and I see, what does anger like mean in colors for me today? So I invite you to find the colors that can speak for you. Does that make sense? Choose colors that speak for your past version. So all the hurt, all the pain, all the trauma that you've been through. Take a decent moment here. Take really some time to just stare at your colors and see if they can talk to you. If you have been depressed a lot, how does that speak in color? If you've gone through some really, really hard family times, if you've had a really, really hard childhood, can you find a color that can represent that? And I invite you to not think of it as like, oh, blue, it means cold, and yellow means sunshine and joy. Color speaks different to everyone. So for you, it can be that orange or yellow can represent the worst time of your life. Blue can be your most joyous color, maybe even black, although black is not a color, is it? But like you can use black for your most joyful occasions. This is really just let go of all the societal, you know, what do you call it? When society puts something and you choose something because other people choose it, right? No. You choose the colors that speak to you. So just take your time to travel back and forth on your past timeline. What does it make you feel? And what colors do they represent? Or what colors can you choose to help them be represented and validated? And if you can, remember to tell yourself, look how far I've come, because that is kind of like a statement of, it's you telling yourself that you're safe where you're at. Like the past is the past. It has happened. There's nothing we can do about it. But we can be here and we can honor it and we can feel it and we can validate it and still see the strength in how we live our lives now, even though we might not be where we wish we were. But that shouldn't take away from the fact that you are where you are and that you've survived all this. I have chosen 4 colors for myself. And all I'm gonna do now is just make patches of color on the left side of my face. And again, we're not here to make a perfect portrait. We're not here to create a portrait that is supposed to be anything but this experience that you're having right now. If you can and if you feel comfortable, see if you can put a little bit of pressure. If you're using colored pencils, for example, use a bit of pressure. Maybe your lines can be a bit hard. It can be not aggressive, but intense. Because color speaks, color is a language. And so is every act of something physical that we do. And so see if you can use the act of drawing with your pencils, or maybe use a very thick layer of paint and really feel the experience on your page. See if it can release something. Maybe it can get a little bit of the tension out. Because when we think about the past, we start to feel it physically, right? We can feel it in our chest. It might become anxious. We might start crying, like Dawn. We might start shaking a little bit or get really warm, like I am, but I think I am warm because of my sweater. Our heart might beat really fast. And so it becomes this like bottled up energy. And see if you can physically use your medium that you hold in your hands as like a release valve. Can you call it that? Like something that you open to release. So on this side of the face, allow your paint strokes to be hard and rigid. Put extra pressure on your lines. Yes, you might be traveling through the timeline of your past. mentally you are living a little bit in your past right now, but you can give yourself physical relief whilst you feel the hard stuff. There is also something really beautiful about being able to revisit past memories, past trauma, with the grown-up brain that you have now. So we always evolve, right? We grow as human beings. We become more emotionally intelligent. Most of us do. You are stronger now than you were before. And you can bring that strength. You can bring everything that you've learned in your life so far. You can bring that back into your memories. And you can actually talk to the child that you were, the younger person that you were. You can be there as your own self-support. You don't have to stand alone in it anymore if you were a child, if you were very young. That trauma and that hardship you went through must have been so incredibly hard. Or if it was an accident or things that happened, like you did not have the emotional intelligence that you did now, but you do have the power now to revisit it and give your younger self that strength. So let your colors speak. Your mind is in the past, but your colors are speaking for you. It's the language of everything that you've been through. Your body is here to support you through it. And you've come so far. This is like the part of the process or the practice that we spend the most time on today. But you can always do this practice again and then spend more on the next part. And I'm being very, not aggressive, but I'm being very strong in the motions that I'm making, the lines that I'm making. I find myself becoming quiet. All of a sudden I'm losing my own words, but maybe that's okay. I've said it before that, yes, I share these videos and live streams in the hopes that it can bring some color and some, yeah, emotional exploration through art. But in all honesty, I also just make these things for myself because it's literally just art therapy for myself. Apart from the fact that I'm not an art therapist, but like, I do this just as much for myself as I do it for anybody else. We always wish that certain things hadn't happened in our lives. Things had gone differently. That certain things hadn't happened at all. We might all have found ourselves in times of such great pain and hardships that we never thought we could feel anything else. And yet here you are, the survivor that you are. You are here, you managed to get through. And get through doesn't mean like, oh, you've just gotten over it. That's something completely different, I think. You don't get over certain things. But we learn to live with it. At least we try. And the fact does remain that you wouldn't be who you are, the wonderful, amazing human being with the emotional depth and level and ability to love and care and make art. You wouldn't have been that person without it. Every little thing in life shapes us. And the result of that is who you are today. You are a survivor, you've gotten through. It's also proof that you can handle life. You can stand in hard things. And for every piece that life has thrown at you, you've become a little bit stronger. Doesn't feel like it in the moment. It doesn't. It really doesn't. It never feels like it in the moment. That it doesn't. But with time, and with a little bit of self-love and self-compassion, we can see the strength that it has given us and the amazing human beings we are because of it. I don't know what yours looks like. I never do during these live streams, but mine looks like this so far. This is my left side of the face. This is my past side of the face. This is the timeline where I've traveled through my life and kind of what she looks like or used to look like, but more like color wise, right? More energetically wise. This is her. And look how far she's come. I'm gonna start crying, Dawn. This is your fault. Oh, hey, Kelly! Oh, I'm sorry you didn't get the notification. Maybe I should just quickly then give you a little nudge of what we're doing. Today we are drawing a self-portrait that doesn't look like us, but it's like it's energetically us. And the only thing that we've done so far is we have drawn a portrait, then we drew a line through our face, and we have a left side and a right side. And the left side, here we've just spent quite some time now to look at the timeline of our lives, and we've been feeling our way through and kind of seeing the highlights of the things that have happened, the hardships, the pain, the suffering that has shown up. And then we've taken the colors that kind of spoke for that. Gosh, I never know how to phrase this, but we've used color as our language to get that emotion out, if that makes sense. So this is my left side of the face. This is my past version and everything that she's been through, but also with a very important reminder that look how far she's come. That is kind of where we are resting right now in this practice. Look how far we've come. And now I think this little practice is being longer than we usually do. These kind of things, we can't rush that, right? So I invite you, if you've drawn the left side of your face, take some time to do a bit of breathing. Maybe you feel a little bit tight-chested like I do. I feel a little bit, I need to breathe a bit. I need to breathe a bit. Tell myself that I'm okay. Tell myself that I'm okay. And that yes, all the shitty stuff that has happened in the past, it was hard. And I might have never thought that I would get through in the moment. And I might have never seen the purpose of it in that moment. But I see it now. And I see now the strength that it has given me. I wouldn't be who I am today without it. And I don't want to be, I don't want to be anybody else. See if you can you tell yourself that? Can you gently whisper to yourself, hey, I don't want to be anybody else. I don't want to be anybody else. Yes, I have my weirdness and my hardships and my whateverness. Still have a brain who has a long way to go. Still have a lot of healing to do. Still a lot of growing to do. But I'm right where I want to be. And if that might be too hard to tell yourself right now because you're amidst hardship that you don't know if you'll get through, then I want to lend you my love, and I want to lend you my strength. Oh gosh, I'm gonna be crying. Okay, I guess we're going for it. I want to lend you my heart and the prayer that you will get through it. You will get through it. And it's so worth it to keep fighting, to keep working on it, to keep fighting for life, to keep fighting for the beautiful things. And you are now cultivating a strength that you would never have otherwise. And maybe you can't feel that right now, but gosh, I know that you have it there, and it's growing and it's blooming. And I know that hardship will come my way again. Right now I'm in a season of life where I'm very, very blessed to just have a bit of a break. I have a break from hardship. Thank God. But I know it will come again. But I'm learning. And through all this healing and the things that we do here, I'm learning to trust myself that I can face it. There's nothing more important, that I find some trust in myself to face it. Oh my goodness, Kelly, what a story. Holy, I'm not gonna say a bad word, but holy crap, that's intense. But you have the best kids now. I love that. I absolutely love that. I usually read the whole comment aloud, but I'm also a little bit careful with not, like, that's an intense trauma. So. Oh, wow, you're a queen. Laughing gas. Oh, shit. Oh, no. How did you manage that? I have no idea. But I'm very, very happy that you have the best kids. What a gift. Oh, what a gift. But oh my goodness, I cannot even imagine what the heck you've been through. Oh, wow. Okay, so we still only have half a face. So it's time. Wait, let me just check the vitals of my camera and stuff here, because we would like also, I'm just gonna add it in here. For those of you who did not, or like last stream, my power went off midstream, or like luckily towards the end, but it did went off, so the stream was just cut short. So if I all of a sudden disappear, it's because my power is cut off. Not like cut off, but like the power went down. Like nobody in our whole neighborhood had power, it just went off. So I'm just saying that in case I suddenly disappear. But I'm crossing my fingers it won't happen today. So I'm just checking. I still got battery life. We even still have music. So I think we're good to continue. Okie dokie. Now we got our past selves. So, you know, logically, we need a bit more color, like a bit more happy color. We're not gonna stay stuck in this feeling. We're not gonna stay stuck in the past. Now we're changing our focus to, once again, our neutral point is kind of, look how far we've got. Look how far I've come. Look where I am. Everything that I've survived, everything that I've gotten through. See if you can use that as like a neutral point, like a resting place. Breathe a bit deeper. Now we're gonna look towards the future. We can also look at our present, but we're gonna look towards the future. And I just invite you to envision a new timeline. And we're just gonna be dreaming. We're gonna be dreaming in the sense of, you know, everything you've been through, all the hardships, where it's gotten you, how you've grown, how far you've come. And with that knowledge, with that reassurance that you've gotten where you are, can that give you a bit of courage to dream of where you can be? Now I'm saying this with a sense of not like an expectation, or like I need to fix myself, or I need to be better, or I need to be different. Absolutely not. This is more just an invitation to dream of who like if I allow myself to dream, if I can, how should I put this? Who do you want to be? If you find a bit of confidence in yourself that you can stand in life and you can face life, you have your own back. You are on your own team. You are your own team player. And with that knowledge and knowing that you are on a healing and a growing journey, and that you're getting stronger, how can you, what can your future look like? Do you think you can become more joyful, Would you like to be more joyful? Would you like to be the person who laughs out loud on the street when some random person says something funny? Or would you love to have the courage to wear color again? Or would you love to find the courage to, I don't know, do an art art gallery exhibition, or do that program or that education that you never thought you could because of this and because of that? Right now, I invite you to find the courage to dream of the version you would like to be. And you're dreaming and you're being courageous with yourself, like lovingly. You don't have to be anything. You don't have to fix anything. But if you dare to open your heart, even just a tiny bit, what would you like to be doing? Who would you like to be? And you can sit with this for a moment. I like to close my eyes just because I like see it like visually in my head. Who would I like to be? I know for myself, I would love to be more like a child. Not childish, but I would love to become more childlike. I would love to walk through life with this childlike joy and this childlike wonder. Laughing whenever the opportunity arises. Seeing the beauty in the tiniest of things. I'm getting better at it, definitely. I just love to be that more because it brings me joy to live in that kind of a mindset. But on my bad days, in my bad seasons of life, I am very much the worrier, not the warrior. Maybe I'm a warrior too, but the worrier, the one who worries. I am the anxious person. I am the quiet one. But the moments I have where I can be like a child again, those are the best. And I never thought I'd see days where I could be like that again. So just having those days in general is just the biggest gift. So when you feel ready, we're gonna turn our focus towards our colors again. And yeah, our colors are our language. So choose the colors. When you have your dreams, when you have like a little vision of who you'd like to be moving forward, let's see which colors speak to you. Choose the colors that can emphasize that. Choose the colors that can bring that vision to life. And like I said with the left side of our face as well, try to not think too much about what you associate with colors in general. How you've learned that like yellow is sunshine, or blue is, or like dark blue is depression or like sadness. Like your happy colors can for that matter be black and white and gray. Like it's completely, just see if you can, this needs to come from you, right? Your choice of colors comes from you, not from societal expectations or thoughts. Let it come from you. Let it be your language. So if it's black, it's black. That's totally fine. I usually tend to go for colors like these. So I have an orange, I have a green, I have a pink. Oh, that sounds nice, Kelly. Yeah, to have a normal immune system so you can travel freely. I really hope that for you too. I will dream for that for you as well. I got my colors. And so like you can see here, on the left side, on like the hardship side of things, I invited you to be a little bit rough with your line work. I invited you to be rough with your pencil strokes, maybe really get the energy and the emotion out through the movement. So what I invite you to do for the right side is try to be gentle, be soft, let it all just flow, and like let it just feel dreamy and magical, because we are dreaming after all. We are visualizing a better future for ourselves. So let it be soft, be gentle, no more hard, rigid lines or like tense energy coming out. Now we are trying to use the soft movement as like an encouragement to the visualization, if that makes sense. We are playing a beautiful orchestra. Maybe we can see it like that. It's an orchestra, and the colors are the flutes. Our visualization, our dreaming can be the trumpets and I don't know, the harp. But like, and then like, yeah, seeing our movements, like see it as a harmonious thing that we do. Everything has its parts. Everything has its parts, and together it becomes a whole. I've been talking too much. I can't articulate myself anymore. Maybe I should drink some tea first. But yeah, on your left side, no, on your right side, color in gently, softly, dreamingly, magically. Let it be a beautiful part of your whole. Yes, you are your past. Or no, you are not your past, but the past is a part of you. That's how I should put it. But so is this beautiful future ahead of you. So are your dreams, so are your hopes, so is your faith, so is your creativity and the things that you enjoy doing. That is a part of you as well. And together, united, it becomes you, and it becomes a beautiful, mumble-jumbly mix of a human being. A perfectly flawed human being who is worthy of love every second of every day, who is worthy of enjoying life and seeing the beautiful things. Are you kidding me? A little interruption here. My fiance, during the live stream, has been cutting up salmon for the puppies, and the puppies were in my room. So now we got a salmon puppy distraction going on in the background. But it's a very sweet distraction, so it's fine. The puppy's most favorite food in the whole entire universe is salmon. Specifically, salmon that has been baked in the oven. Are you guys happy now? But yes, you are a beautiful mumble-jumbly thing of a human being. You are worthy like everybody else to be here, to enjoy your life, to pursue the things that bring you joy. Hey, buddy. Hi. Did you enjoy your salmon? Was that a good little snack? And again, just see if you can be... Oh, yeah. Hey, Lisa! I'm so happy that you're here. Thank you for your hearts. And yes, Kelly, it's embarrassing. My fiance and I, we are vegetarians, but I think we spend more money on the dog's food than we do on our own. Yeah, you guys can't live without your salmon. Yeah, no. And mom and dad don't have the heart to say that it's too expensive, so... They only have one life, right? They deserve salmon. So remember, make your pencil lines or your brush lines soft and smooth and gentle. And if you notice that you're tensing up a little bit, just take another breather. Take another breather, take another sip of your tea. You don't need to rush anything. Remember, you can also continue this practice after the live stream. And I guess like the gist of this little thing that we're doing here today is to see if we can unite past, present, and future and acknowledge that it all has its place and that it can exist together. And that the past doesn't define us by any means. We can grow and we can change and we can heal. But I think especially what I've learned for myself regarding healing and processing trauma and moving forward, give yourself the time. It's not something that can be rushed. And I guess for a long time, I was like, hey, I came to that point in my life, which I was really proud of. I came to that point of, hey, I want to treat myself better. I want to start working with the things that are holding me back. And yeah, I want to process some stuff and, move forward and all these kind of things. And I got really excited, but I got also kind of caught in that self-help trap, I would call it, of consuming absolutely everything about how to become a better human being, how to help myself, how to love myself. And yes, all the books gave me all the answers, and yet I felt completely dead and empty inside. And that only started changing when I came to the acceptance of healing and moving forward and growing is a lifelong thing. And that might sound scary. It isn't, because it comes in all shapes and sizes and graduations. Nuances? No. But if we can accept that healing is a lifelong journey that we're on, and growing and learning and experiencing is a lifelong thing that we're on, things just become a little less rushed. I am way more accepting. I'm way more accepting of my bad days. I'm just way kinder towards myself, because I know that what matters the most, I think, for me is how I treat myself from day to day. And yes, I can hope that I change and blah, blah, blah in the grand scheme of things over a long period of time. But ultimately, the only thing that matters is how I treat myself today, and how kind and how patient and how much can I help myself through this day, especially on the hard ones. Some days I'm able to help myself better, others not so much. But just accepting that it's a lifelong thing. But every day is a new opportunity to be kinder to myself. And those little things, like in moments where you can just be a tiny bit kinder to yourself, where your inner dialogue can just be a tiny bit more patient and loving. I think that's where real healing begins. if we can start feeling that we are on our own side. Oh, that's so true, Kelly. Kelly is saying literally no pain, no gain is true, because without discomfort, there is no reason to learn or to grow. Yes, I agree. I very much agree. It's just a part of this beautiful thing called life. And every day is a gift. Every day is a gift. And I'm just here coloring in my dreamy side of the face, making soft movements, soft strokes. Allowing the good and the bad to exist on the same page. And remember, it does not have to look like you, because mine certainly doesn't look like me. And somehow, I feel connected to her. Somehow it feels like me. I don't know. Probably because I poured my energy into it. Is it getting really dark here? Oh, maybe a little bit, but no. Thank you for the heart, Dawn. Oh, we got a barking dog outside. We might have a barking dog Bam Bam in a minute. Don't you bark, Bam Bam? Oh yeah. No. We're not gonna scare the lovely people in the live stream. We're not gonna do that. Do I have to send you out? Bam Bam is our bark. He's a bark dog. And he's also our guard dog, is what I wanted to say. I say guard dog like guard dog. He's like literally this big. But he thinks he's the guard dog. He has the biggest personality in a very small body. So he thinks he needs to protect the house. So every time we hear a neighbor dog barking, he needs to bark that back. Oh, I wanted to ask you, which is kind of off topic, but if there is any kind of type of live stream that you would like to see, like, I mean, theme-wise, what we're working on, what we're doing, feel free to reach out to me. You can write it in the comments of the videos, you can write it in the comment here, and then I can write it down, or we have our community tab on Imovar that is now open to everyone, so you can post and share your art and share your thoughts in the Imovar community tab. So I'd love to hear if anyone has any ideas, something that you'd appreciate to be doing or exploring. I am very much open to ideas, because I would love to make streams and videos that are actually of benefit to anyone. And out of curiosity, next time you make some art for yourself or you journal, maybe you can look at your colors as if they are a language. And what is your choice of colors trying to tell you? I have noticed with my own art, I always go for very bright, very vibrant ones. I know that a lot of artists make dark pieces, especially when they have like a lot of trauma and hardship in their lives. They express that through dark colors, intense colors. And I've just found myself like, I need to paint happy colors in everything that I make. I'm like, I want to paint the hope and the joy that I wish to have in my life. I want to paint a brighter future for myself. And so I can't seem to paint paintings that are dark or like depressing. I love my colors more than anything. And remember that yes, we are doing this through a art practice right now, but the most things that we do here can also just be done as a visualization practice that you can do in quiet with a cup of tea. I usually I have these ideas of the things that I'd like to try out through the videos and the live streams. They usually come to me when I sit and I have a cup of tea. It's not the art practice comes first and then like the meaning of it later. It's more like I'm thinking of something, an emotion I'd like to learn to express or explore. And then my mind just starts going of like, how can we do that through art? Which is very fun. But so yeah, most of them just start as a thought and an idea and a visualization practice I do for myself. So know that when you don't have to make the art all the time, because sometimes we're just tired, you know? Sometimes we would like to maybe process something or learn something new about ourselves, but we don't have the energy to pick up our art supplies. So then you can try to do it like this, in your mind, in a peaceful place. We have been at this for quite some time now, so I am finishing up my little drawing here. And I hope that if you can take anything away from this little trauma healing, should I call it an exercise practice? I don't know. You can take anything away from it. I hope it is that you can validate how far you've come and where you are in your life right now. How amazing that is, what a survivor you are, and how proud you can be of that. Even if you feel that there is so much more to do or to fix, no. Again, we are just on this lifelong journey. We learn and heal and grow as we go. Doesn't have to happen today. It doesn't have to happen tomorrow. I think it's something that can come naturally when we just let the expectations go a little bit. And if there's anything you want to do for yourself to just daily live a better life, is to be kinder to yourself. I know that might sound a little vague. But kinder to yourself can be that you are beating yourself up for all the things that you haven't done, that you're getting angry with yourself for reacting a certain way, that you're getting upset for being anxious when you think you shouldn't be anxious. But remember that all that discomfort that shows up, it's there for a reason. It is a survival mechanism. It's a survival thing that has grown in you to protect you in the past. And although you don't need it any longer, at least I hope you don't, you might not need it any longer, your body is still just trying to protect you and take care of you. And so the kindest thing you can do is just say, okay, I hear you, I feel you. Yes, I'm triggered. Yes, I'm anxious. Yes, I'm overthinking things. But it's okay. One step at a time. Just one step at a time. One step at a time. And if you have a bad day today, that's also totally fine. You might have a better one tomorrow. You are not failing or doing things badly just because you can't snap out of certain things. It just needs time. It just needs time. Okay, well, you guys probably haven't really seen what I've been doing, but I'll show you. I have my little face, or my little face is a pretty big face. This is me. This is my little trauma healing portrait. The left side representing my hardships until now, the timeline of my life, and the pain and the depression and the anxiety that has been there. This is her, and these colors have kind of spoken that into the painting or into the drawing. And yes, I am all these things. I still have my days where I kind of look like her, I would say, where I feel like her, or when it's weighing heavier than others. And this is my dream version, the girl I'd like to be, who's already there, absolutely. She's already there. And all of this is just a beautiful mumble jumbly sumbly dumbly that is me, perfectly flawed. I have my issues, I have my stuff, but I love life. I am beyond grateful for the life that I'm living, the gift that is life. And I want to celebrate that. So we have one more thing to do. One more thing to do, okay? We are going to choose. Now, look at your colors. You know, you see the colors that you've had there, and you see your colors there. Now, choose an in-between color. Choose a color that's a little bit of both, if you can find it. So for me, that would be a brownish color, perhaps? Something like this. Yeah, I can do brownish color. I'm just going to use my little pencil sharpener. Also, we have not had any power outages so far, so I hope and pray that for the last 5 minutes we can keep it that way. When you're ready and you have your in-between color, look at your drawing, and the only thing you're going to do, again, we're not here for being pretty or making something good. I want you, or I invite you to, blur that line that you have in the center of your face. So at the beginning, we made a very distinct line between the two sides. And now we're just going to embrace it. We're going to embrace both sides. We're going to embrace all of us, the whole of us. And we're going to do that with one little color. And we're just going to blend that in. Just going to blur the line. So that it doesn't stand out as much. You are all of this. And it's beautiful. It has its meaning, it has its value. You are beyond lovable, regardless of which face shows up during the day. So with your color, just blend out that line in the center. And I invite you to hang this up. Or maybe not even hang it up, but put it in a journal or put it in a place where you sometimes can see it. So that you can remind yourself of, regardless of how you're feeling during a day, or if you're living in the past or in the present or dreaming about the future, you are exactly where you're meant to be. You are loved exactly as you are. And you have come so far. I didn't mean for that to rhyme. Yeah, right, Kelly. I agree. Kelly is saying, yes, allowing the emotions to be and not to judge them is so important. Yep. That is definitely the biggest lesson for me as well. It's not always easy. It's never easy, really. But we're working at it. We're working on it. So there we go. I have blurred my line. I'm surprised at how much I like this. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. So, thank you everyone for joining me today. I hope with all my heart that this little practice here could be an invitation to return home to yourself. Could be an invitation to show yourself a bit of kindness and reflection and love. Yeah, and just see how far you come. I know I've said that a lot in this live stream, but I hope you can see how far you've come. And I don't personally know you, like we're not in a room chatting together, but I'm proud of you. From someone knowing the turbulent something that this life is, like we all do, I'm just proud of you, okay? I'm just proud of you for standing in it and facing it. Oh, thank you, lovelies. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Dawn. Remember, if you'd like to share yours, I should say this more often because I would love to see. I'm getting too excited here. I would love to see your work. Okay. Without knocking down all my pencils. Oops. I would love to see your work. You can do so in the community tab. You can do so in our Discord server if that's our Discord server is like a closer group where with the people there are, I love them to the bone. They're the most wonderful people. So if it feels a bit not comfortable sharing on the community tab, feel free to join our Discord server and share it there because I'd love to see. But yeah, the community tab works too. And very excitingly, I am on my website working on my own forum kind of thing, so that it's specifically tied just to Imovara and just the Traveler of Worlds, and you won't be needing like third parties to share your work. That's still in the work though, so I'm just giving like a little heads up. Anyway, I have talked enough, haven't I? I'm so grateful that you're here. It's also getting too dark. I will soon schedule the next live stream, which will be in 2 weeks. So keep your eyes open, but it might take a couple of days. So if you have any ideas of what you would like to be doing or seeing, please give me a nudge. I love the inspiration. So yeah, thank you for today. I really appreciated it, and I appreciate you. So I'm now gonna go find my off button and not knock down more of my colored pencils. There you go. Oh, there's another one. Yeah. Bye everyone. I will see you again in 2 weeks. Well, I also have my painting but no talking live streams on Sunday, but the next talking one is in 2 weeks. Okay, bye everyone.